So the Oblivion remastered has been released actually because they did actually shadow drop it, like the leakers were saying. Boom, announced and released immediately because it's pretty much the umpteenth Unreal Engine 5 remaster. Some people call them remakes, some people call them remasters. It's very similar to what the Halo Anniversary games were doing. So there's the original game running underneath a whole new coat of paint, which is made in Unreal Engine 5. With the only difference that in Halo Anniversary you could disable the overhaul with the new graphics, while in these new re-releases you can't. You just have to stick with Unreal Engine 5. So the same thing that Ninja Gaiden Black 2 did. So this seems to be like the latest trend. Re-release an old game with Unreal Engine 5 graphics, a few more features added in. For example, in Oblivion they are adding the sprint. They did change a little bit how the leveling up system works. There's new animations for the combat, so I guess the combat is still the same, just with new animations. The third person camera is seemingly a bit better than it was in the original, and so on. But fundamentally is like I said, the same game at its core, running underneath a new engine. Which, I mean, it's good if you like these experiments, these re-releases. It's good for you. The problem is for me that one, the Unreal Engine 5 coat of paint makes everything look samey, because now a lot of games are going to use this thing, either already released games, future release games. Plus it doesn't run very well. From what I've seen, Unreal Engine 5 games don't run very well. They just have a whole different set of issues. Plus the engine doesn't seem to be very optimized because it requires quite a bit of resources to run well, just in general. But what I dislike about these re-releases, honestly, is that they are trying to normalize the fact that they are re-releasing games that are almost 20 years old at this point. Actually, they are. Just with a new coat of paint, and boom, they can charge you $50 for it. Like, I don't know. This seems a bit too much. Yeah, you can call me cheap, whatever, but don't be surprised when they start actually to charge you $80, $90 for a new game, when they're selling you 20 years old games for $50, just because they've remade the graphics. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a compelling reason, because underneath it's the same game still. This is not like a proper remake from the ground up. Like a proper remake from the ground up would be like the Resident Evil 1 remake, for example. It's running a different engine, character models are completely different, so on. Like the gameplay is also rethought. Like this is not a remake. Remakes are a different thing. These things are just re-releases of the same game, with a few things, one or two things changed up. And I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me that they're pretty much using this an excuse to charge you all this money for a re-release, pretty much, because this is what it is. It's the same game fundamentally. Yeah, you can be fine with it if you're a fan, if you're a super fan, but I would have played this if it was less than this. But I'm not gonna buy this thing. Like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was the same. I didn't buy that either because it's too much for my taste. I already played these games. I will be open to replaying them again, but not for this much of a price hike, honestly. The change, the graphical changes, in my opinion, don't justify the the overcharge. Because, I mean, you can also argue that you can play these games modded. How many times have they sold you Skyrim already? But you can just use the version you already have of Skyrim and mod it to shit to make it look even better than what they are releasing over and over. Now I don't know how many mods Oblivion has. If there's any mods that can make it look like better than this, probably not. But like I said, the point still stands. Maybe for someone who has never played this, yeah, it could be a good deal. But I don't know. I've already more than 300 hours on this thing. I don't think it will be a good investment of my money. But I don't know. You do you? I just don't like what they are normalizing with these things, like re-releases. Yeah, they put some work on these things, which is okay. I mean, I'm not saying they should sell them for $10, but I think 25, $30 will be a more honest price for games this old. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video.